Welcome guys back to another video of Premier League predictions. We are on match day 37 and we are nearly at the end of the season. So let's get straight into the fixtures. First game is Norwich versus Burnley, and Norwich for me have been playing very poorly, and obviously they got relegated a week ago, so they're going to be looking at this game and saying it doesn't mean anything for them. They're already relegated. They just want to go down, as low as possible. I don't know what Norwich really want right now. And again, this game against Burnley, apparently there's a statistic that they've only lost one Premier League game in the last 14, so I think Burnley will be very much up for it, and I think they have been playing very well, and they are chasing sort of European football possibly. Maybe if they get 2 wins in the last 2 games, they could be in for a shout, especially when Tottenham are playing Spurs, and Sheffield United could drop points here or there. We'll have to see about that. But for me, I think Burnley will most easily win this game, and I don't think it'll be much of a trouble for them. I think Norwich just have to put up a fight and do the best as they possibly can. Norwich are on 21 points, 10 points behind Villa, so Norwich are definitely going to finish bottom, and I think they've deserved it. They've not been playing great, so I think I'm going to give Burnley a comfortable 3-0 win here. Next game is Bournemouth versus Southampton. Now for Bournemouth, this is a huge game for them because they are still trying to stay up in the Premier League. Them and Villa are level on points on 31 points, and Watford and West Ham are 34 points. Obviously, this is before they have played each other, so that could put a huge impact on who could stay up, on who could stay up, because I'm pretty sure whoever wins this game could have a real possibility of staying up. And whoever loses that game, will be in a real scrap with Bournemouth to see who stays up. And I think Villa are in that race as well, and I think it'll be very interesting to see how this pans out in the last 2 games. I think Bournemouth and Villa, they both have to win their games, and Bournemouth are playing Southampton, not the easiest of games, but obviously not the most impossible of games. Southampton are sitting 12 for 46 points. They aren't really chasing anything, so maybe they could slip off. Who knows? I'm not too sure about that one. For Bournemouth, they had a good fight against Manchester City. Obviously, it was a rotated Man City side. Obviously, they're preparing for the FA Cup semi-final. So for Bournemouth, I think it would be a result they will take because they've not got smashed by Man City. And for Southampton's last game, they actually drew to Brighton 1-1. Obviously not the greatest result, but obviously Brighton have been in and around that relegation as well. And you could say if Southampton could struggle against Brighton, they could struggle against them. Who knows? It will be quite interesting to see what happens in this one. But for me, this does look like a draw for me. Unfortunately for Bournemouth, I do think they'll go down. So in this game, I will give a 2-2 draw. Next game is quite a huge one, and it is Tottenham Hotspur versus Leicester City. Now, looking at the 2 teams in the league table, Tottenham are sitting 7th, 1 point behind Wolves, and obviously they can't get any sort of Champions League football at all now. Obviously, Leicester City are on 62 points, level on with Manchester United. Leicester are in 4th because of their goal differential. Now, for Leicester City, they're just trying to hold on to their top 4 position. Obviously, Man United are breathing down their neck and play each other on the final day, so that could be huge for them. And I think Leicester City, they really have to win this game if they have any chance of surviving Man United and keeping them in the Europa League position. And obviously, if Tottenham lose, the likes of Arsenal could leapfrog them, even Sheffield United could leapfrog them, and it'll be very interesting to see how that works out. Looking at these teams' last games, for Tottenham, it was a comfortable 3-1 win against Newcastle. The scorers in that game were Harry Kane did score 2 goals, and Heung-min Son did score 1 as well. For Leicester City, they had a very good win against Sheffield United, a 2-0 win in fact, and the scorers in that game are Ayoze Perez and Demarai Gray. So hopefully Leicester do use that as good confidence going into this Tottenham game, and hopefully for me as an Arsenal fan, I really want Leicester to win this one. So come on Leicester, and I'm going to give Leicester a 2-0 win here. Next game is Brighton versus Newcastle. Now, this game is a pretty dead game. Doesn't mean anything in terms of Europe or relegation. Brighton are already up, and Newcastle, they're not going to get European football whatsoever. So I'm pretty sure this is quite a dead game. Brighton are in 15th, and Newcastle are in 13th. Possibly Brighton gets them anything together, and Newcastle 4, maybe they could be level on points with them, maybe into 14th, I'm not sure. But for Brighton, they're already up, and that's what matters for them. And to be honest, this game doesn't mean anything. And for Newcastle, they actually lost 3-1 to Tottenham, and for Brighton Hove Albion, they drew 1-1 to Southampton. So for me in this game, I think Newcastle will win this one. In my opinion, it will be a 1-0 win for them. Next game is quite a big one, and it's a Sheffield United versus Everton. Now, for Sheffield United, this is a must-win game for them, and it's against a struggling Everton side, so I wouldn't be surprised if they do come out winners in this one quite easily. But for Sheffield United, they have Arsenal breathing down their necks, so are Burnley, they are breathing down their necks, and obviously they have Tottenham above them, so they want to keep the race up. But for Everton, they're sitting in 11th, around 5 points behind Burnley, who are in 10th. Obviously Everton aren't chasing anything anymore, but they do want to make a good end to the season. You know, Carlo Ancelotti has a point to make. You know, Everton have been so poor recently, and I think they'll have to get their form together, and no better side to do it against Sheffield United, who have been quite good this season. And yeah, we'll have to see how this game pans out. You know, it's quite unpredictable because Everton, some days they'll be really good, some days they'll be absolutely poor, you know, really poor. But again, can I see this down the draw lane again? I think it's going to be a 1-1 draw in my opinion. Next one is Wolves versus Crystal Palace. Now, for Wolves, they are trying to keep their place in the 6th position, and for Crystal Palace, they aren't really chasing anything, so I think they could lose this one, to be honest, because they are sitting in 14th or 42 points. Realistically, they could probably get 13th, in my opinion, if they win one of the games and Southampton lose. I don't know, but this could be a real possibility that Wolves do finish in a strong Europa League position, and it's very comfortable for them, which is quite a surprise because normally you'd expect them to struggle being in the Europa League this season, but they haven't, and I think they'll want to secure their place in that position, and no better team to do against Crystal Palace. Been a team that's been in and out of form, quite inconsistent, so I think Wolves could easily catch them out. In terms of their last games, firstly for Wolves, they had a 1-1 draw against Burnley. Obviously not great there, but Burnley have been very good. And for Crystal Palace, they had a 2-0 loss against Manchester United, obviously very expected, but again, I thought Crystal Palace actually played alright in that game, so I'm not going to give too much stick on that one. And Crystal Palace could possibly shock Wolves, but for me, I just don't see it, so I'm going to give Wolves a 2-1 win here. Next game is Watford versus Manchester City. Now, for Man City, they'll be looking at this game and saying, you know, Watford are quite an easy side, and obviously they would have played the FA Cup game against Arsenal, so they're probably resting some players against Watford. Obviously, they have got very good wins over them in recent years. I think they beat them 6-0 one year. I'm not sure when that was. I think that was last year. I'm not too sure, but they'll be very confident in this game against Watford, and I think they will get an easy result here. Obviously, Man City, they're pretty clear in 2nd position, 75 points, and around 12 points off Chelsea, so they don't have to worry about anything in terms of slipping out of Champions League. So they will take this quite easily, in my opinion. Obviously, they're preparing for Champions League, and obviously maybe the FA Cup final if they get to it, if they manage to beat Arsenal. Obviously, this is recorded before the FA Cup semi-finals has taken place, so I can't really say too much about that, but I think Man City will easily win this one. I'm going to give them a 4-1 win here. Next game is Aston Villa versus Arsenal. Now, I'm not going to say too much on this game because I'm going to make a separate video after the FA Cup semi-final against Manchester City. But I do think Villa have a lot to play for in this game, and I think they could take the game truly to Arsenal and have a real push in this game because they have all to do it now in the Premier League. And Arsenal have to be wary of that and try and get the job done as professionally as possible because this game will be very, very attacking, and Aston Villa, you know, nothing to lose. They just have to keep on going. And Arsenal, they are chasing Europa League position. Obviously, Tottenham playing Tottenham playing Leicester and Sheffield United playing Everton. So if either of them slip up, Arsenal could capitalise on that, and they could try and finish in a strong Europa League position. Obviously, they have the FA Cup to do it. But again, in this Aston Villa game, I'm not going to give a score prediction because I want to save that for my match preview. Second last game is Manchester United versus West Ham. Now, for Manchester United, they're quite in a sticky position in the race for Champions League. Obviously, they're level on points with Leicester City, but they're sitting in 5th because of their poor goal differential. Obviously, the goal differential is not too far behind. They could catch up in this game against West Ham, but depending on what the score is, West Ham-Watford, this could have quite, you know, a bit of an impact because if West Ham do win the game, they might just slow off and they might just leave the game because they're pretty much up already. They might just, you know, what Liverpool did against Arsenal, just make sloppy mistakes like they're on the beach or something. And for West Ham, obviously, if they lose that game against Watford or draw it, they might really want to try and win this game against Manchester United. But for Man United, it's a must win as well because they do have that game against Leicester City on the last day, which is going to be a very, very good, entertaining game for me. And I think one of the games of the season, if gone right. But for me in this game, I think Man United will win this one quite easily, which is why I'm going to give them a comfortable 3-1 win here. Last game is quite a big one, and it is Liverpool versus Chelsea. Now, Chelsea are also chasing Champions League football, and again, they are sitting 1 point above Leicester City and Manchester United in 63 points. They have quite a poor goal differential just looking at it. They are 15, and Leicester City compared to Leicester City's 31 and United's even 28. So, Chelsea will be looking to win this game against Liverpool. Obviously, for Liverpool, they had a shock defeat to Arsenal, a 2-1 defeat, and for Chelsea, their last game did result in a 1-0 win against Norwich. Obviously, Norwich already relegated, so it wasn't quite a good performance there from Chelsea. They kind of took it easy, but obviously Norwich weren't playing for anything anymore. They would be relegated, so you wouldn't expect them to do anything either. So for Chelsea, I think I'm not sure. I think Klopp will try and make them win this game, because they are champions, and for them to slip like that against Arsenal wasn't going to be very good for young Klopp, and he looked very angry in my opinion. I think Liverpool will win this one. For me, in my opinion, they will win this one 2-0. So thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you have enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe, and if you want more content like this, please subscribe. Obviously, the league is nearly over, so thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys in the next one. Bye bye.